All right, so I know some of you guys are not the best at mastering, but you need to get your stuff mastered. And you don't really want to break the bank on getting your stuff mastered, so where do you go? Well, you can do it yourself, or you can have Landr do it. Yeah, Landr, the best online mastering service on the planet. Let's go ahead and get a song mastered today.
Bolo!
So unless you've been hiding under a rock, most of you guys know about Landr, and most of you guys know that Landr has been around for quite a long time. And I know most of you guys have used Landr as well. And as we all know, Landr is the #1 place to go ahead and get your songs mastered online. And if I recall, they're pretty much one of the first to really do it at a high level with this online mastering. But what makes Landr so special from everybody else? Well, #1, like I've said, they've been around for so long. #2, they have great pricing to get your songs mastered. And #3, it comes out sounding really good. Now, I'm going to say this. You still have to have a good mix. Like, your mix has to sound good to get mastered great by anything or anybody. So step #1, you need to at least have a decent mix. And then step #2, you need to go ahead and go over to Landr and get your song mastered. So today I have a song. It's decently mixed. It sounds pretty cool. And let's just say I needed this song to get mastered right now. So what I'm going to do is go over to the Landr site, and I'm going to show you guys the whole process of getting your song mastered through Landr and how easy it is to use it. All right, so first thing before we even master this song is we have to make sure that we have a decent mix, and we need to make sure that we have some headroom on our track so the mastering can do its thing. So I have a song right here. It is done by an artist named Genesis. We recorded this a long time ago. Never put it out, but it's a dope record, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it mastered today by Landr. So I'm gonna play you guys the song. It's nothing but a verse, pre-hook, and a chorus, and that way you can hear the mix and see how it sounds before we get it mastered. So let's go ahead and play it out right now.
Keep cool, I'm hanging off the ledge, babe. Got me rolling back and forth on this love train, yearning for your love, still she's in the way. My heart keeps coming back for more, questioning the stance she told, the lies ricocheted into our home. But still I wanna love you, baby. I stuck around when nights was feeling lonely, questioning my worth, but that's you owe me. Pray that God releases from this bullshit slowly, slowly. Oh, lonely, I feel alone. Lonely in an empty home. Lonely beside your lace coat. Frustrated by the things I can't control. Weighing on my mind, these feelings that I hide. Oh, I feel complete when you're inside. My muse, my reason why. Created a new life, but you're still, you're leaving. Can't decide where your heart is. Unfortunate love, love.
All right, so as you guys can see, the song sounds pretty good. I have a pretty good mix on it. And if you guys notice on that master track up there, I had a ton of headroom. I think I had the headroom at around about -4 dB, and that's more than enough to have to send stuff off to be mastered. You always need some headroom. You do not want your songs to be hitting at 0 dB. You want to have it at some type of negative. I try to keep it around -3, -4. You're pushing around -2. You want to make sure that you have some headroom in mastering in the event that they have to add some compression, EQ, or whatever, and sometimes that drives the signal up. You want to make sure that you have that headroom so they can add that stuff. If you don't have any headroom, they can add it, but it's not going to sound as good. So make sure you guys have some headroom, at least -2 dB. Now, as you guys can see, these are my settings of bouncing my mix for this particular song. My file type is a wave. The bit depth is at 24 bits and my sample rate is at 48 kilohertz. The reason why I have it set for 28-bit 48K is because that's what the session is in. Now, I know a lot of people tell you to go ahead and make sure that you have the bit depth at least at 24-bit. If you have it at 16, you're fine. You don't have to have a very large sample rate. Whatever your session is, just keep it at that. You should be fine. But most of the times when I record, my bit depth is at 24 bits and I usually do the sample rate at 48K. But at the bare minimum, make sure it is 16-bit, 44.1 kilohertz, okay? That's the bare minimum. If you can, try to do everything at 24-bit or higher and do the sample rate at 48 kilohertz or higher. That way, when you bounce down the song or render out the song, you can have the best quality as possible. Now, I already have mine bounced already, so let's go ahead and go over to Landr and get this track mastered. Okay, so now we're in Landr right now, and it's very easy to master your tracks because Landr takes care of everything. And as you guys can see, it takes several formats from MP3, M4A, WAV, AAC, OGG, AIFF. You can go ahead and use all those formats to master your song. You can do an MP3. I don't recommend it, but you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you might lose files or whatever, so you can still do an MP3. So what you can do is either you can click on this, or what you can do is you can drag and drop your track into here. I'm gonna drag and drop my track. Okay, so I have my mix right here. I'm gonna take it and I'm just going to drag it right here. And what it's doing right now, it is going to analyze the track. It's going to EQ it, it's going to compress it, it's gonna add some stereo width to it. It's gonna do all the magic right here inside of Landr. So once this gets done, we're gonna go ahead and take a listen and see what Landr has done to our track. Now, the whole process of uploading took around 3.5 minutes. Reason being is it was a pretty large file and you have to upload that file up to the server so it can go and analyze it and do everything. And depending on your internet speed, it could take longer or it could take shorter. So in my case, it took like 3.5 minutes. So not too bad. So now that we have everything in here and Landr did its thing to it, we can go ahead and preview the track. So we're going to click on preview ready. And as you guys can see, it's already set in Landr for you guys to listen to the master version. Now we have options on here. We have a volume match. That way you can actually hear what has been done to your track without the actual volume skewing how you hear the track. And then you actually have a Landr master, or you can master from a reference track. So if you have a particular track that you want to try to match your master to, you can actually click on reference, you can upload that track, and then Landr will try to match your track to that reference track. In today's demonstration, we're not going to do that. We're just going to use the settings that Landr has. Now, you have 3 different styles. You have a warm style, a balanced, and an open style, which we will go through those. And we have loudness. We have a low loudness, a medium, and a high. And we're going to go through those as well. So let's go ahead and play the master version that Landr has given us. We're doing just a regular Landr mastering. We're doing a balanced style and a medium loudness. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip back and forth between the master and the original so you guys can hear the difference.
Feel complete when you're inside. My muse, my reason why. Created a new life for you, still you're leaving. Can't decide where your heart is. Unfortunate.
Wow, that is a huge difference already. Man, that's crazy. All right, so in that particular master, of course, we had it on balance and we had it on medium. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it back again and I'm going to switch through the different styles and the different levels of loudness on here so you guys can hear the difference. So let's go ahead and do that.
Feel complete when you're inside. My muse, my reason why. Created a new life for you, still you're leaving. Can't decide where your heart is. Unfortunate love.
Not bad. Even when I put it on the high loudness and I kept it on balance, it sounded really good. When I put it on warm, you can hear that low end kind of come about. You can hear that compression into the track a little bit. I didn't really like the warm on this one. The open sounded really good as well on here. So with this track right here, you could really leave it on balanced and leave it on medium and be fine. But of course, you know, I would love to have it louder, but it sounded good with the balanced and medium. Now, let me do one more thing before we leave out. Let's go ahead and do a volume match so we can hear exactly what Landr did to the song. So let me play it back and I'm gonna do the master and the original. It's gonna do a volume match and that way you guys can hear what has actually been done without the levels messing with your brain.
Feel complete when you're inside. My muse, my reason why. Created a new life, but you're leaving. Can't decide where your heart is. Unfortunate
Wow, that's dope. Song sounds much better. The mix was good, but whatever Landr did, whatever tools, AI or whatever, it really did the trick and really brought the song to life. And that sounds really good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and just create master from balance to medium. And I think that sounds good. So let's go ahead and create that master. Now, from this point, it's gonna ask me what format do I want this in. With my particular subscription, I have the unlimited, so I can get the HD wave. Most of the time, you're not gonna need the HD wave, but if you want to, you know, upload like a high definition master to like any of the DSPs, you can do that. But in most situations, just a regular wave will be just fine. Okay, so we can just click wave. Or if we want to get an MP3, say for instance, we want to send this to a DJ or something like that, we can click an MP3 as well. But in most situations, just a regular wave file is fine. So we can go ahead and press continue on that. And then now it is going to master the track and we just have to wait for it to get done. So the master is now complete. And the cool thing about Landr is it stores your master on their server. So if you ever need to get this master, you don't have to save it onto your desktop. You can just go to Landr and it's right here and you can just download it from here. All right, so now that we have everything done, let's go ahead and play the master version of the song. As you guys can see, right here in the middle was our original mix that we had, and then the outer parts right here is the master version. So let's go ahead and play it and hear how it sounds.
keep cool, I'm hanging off the ledge, babe. Got me rolling back and forth on this love train, yearning for your love, still she's in the way. My heart keeps coming back for more, questioning the stance you told, the lies ricocheted into our home. But still I wanna love you, baby. I stuck around when nights was feeling lonely, questioning my worth, but that's the old me. Pray that God releases from this bullshit slowly, slowly. Oh, lonely, I feel alone, lonely in an empty home, lonely beside your lace coat, frustrated by the things I can't control.
All right, so there it is. As you guys can see, it is very easy to get your songs mastered by Landr. So if you guys want to go ahead and get your songs mastered through Landr, go ahead and click my link in the description and head over to Landr right now and get your song mastered today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys learned something from it. And like I always say, peace out.